So week 5, day 2, we're going to have a little look at the question of which is greater, and I'm going to use the numbers 12 tenths or 22 twentieths. Now, the first thing I'd like you to do, rather than just going straight into a pictorial method or an abstract method, I want you to have a look at these fractions. Have an actual look at it, and what do you know? What do you notice? You should be able to see that these are what we call improper fractions, and that means that the numerator is larger than the denominator. So we know that this here is in tenths. How many tenths make one whole? 10 tenths make one whole. So I have 12, which means I've got one whole and 2 tenths remaining. Okay? We can look at the same for this one. I've got 22 twentieths. How many twentieths make one whole? 20 twentieths. So I've got one whole, and how many twentieths have I got left? Absolutely. I've got 2 twentieths left. Okay, so for the minute, I'm going to ignore the 1 because they're both the same, and I'm looking to see which is greater. So I'm just going to rub that off. 2 tenths or 2 twentieths. So you've got to think that's one whole split into 20 equal parts, and you've got 2 of them. So they're going to be quite small. And this is one whole split into 10 equal parts, and you've got 2 of them. So you should be able to spot there that your 2 tenths is greater than your 2 twentieths. So we know that our 1 and 2 tenths is greater than our 1 and 2 twentieths. So up here we would say, looking back at our improper fractions, we would say that 12 tenths is greater than 22 twentieths. Okay? Right, let's have a little look at the next question. So change, I'm going for 4/7 into 14ths. 14ths. So I'm going to write that as a fraction. Now, is 14ths my numerator or is it my denominator? It's my denominator. You're absolutely right. The 14ths tells you how many equal parts your whole has been split into. Okay, so we can draw this one out. I'll show you how to draw this one out. Whoop. Wish I had that ruler. So I'm going to split this into sevenths to begin with. So I'm going to have to, they might not be equal because I haven't got a ruler to measure it out. I'm just going to try my hardest with it, and I might change it as I go. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, I'm just going to rub that bit out. The joys of working with a whiteboard pen. So I have got 1/7, 2/7, 3/7, 4/7, 5/7, 6/7, 7/7. That's my whole. And I've got 4 of them. So I'm just going to quickly shade that one in. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. In a pictorial method, how can I change these sevenths into 14ths? So I can draw a line right down the middle. And I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Good, I've got 14ths now. So you can see the relationship here between these two numbers. So what I can write down here is I've multiplied that by 2. And look what's happened to my numerator. I've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 14ths. So what did I do there? Well, the exact same. So I can turn 4/7 into 8 14ths by multiplying my denominator by 2 and multiplying my numerator by 2, or drawing it out and multiplying them by 2 by drawing that extra line through there. Okay, so try that with the 5/8 to 16ths. Look for the relationship between the denominators to help you. Okay, lovely. Right, let's have a little look at this division. I'm going to use the number 2,652 and I'm going to divide it by 6. We'll stick with 6. Okay, so how many whole groups of 6 can I make in my 2 1,000s? Okay, and I'm going to exchange that. So I've still got 2,652. okay, but I'm just moving into my hundreds column. How many whole groups of 6 can I make? Well, I know 6 times 4 gives me 24, and I've got 26 100s, so I can make 4, and I'm going to exchange my 2 100s left over into my tens column, okay? So now I've got how many whole groups of 6 can I make with my 25 tens? Well, again, I know my nearest multiple that's below is 24, so I can make 4. Then I've got to remember I'm exchanging that 1 10 left for 10 ones in my ones column. And then I'm looking at how many equal groups of 6, how many whole groups of 6 can I make with 12 ones, and I can make 2. So my answer is 442. And I'll give you a clue for the question you've got. You shouldn't have a remainder. You shouldn't have a remainder. Last question. What is the value of the number 3 in 7.32? What's the value of this digit here? Now, something that can help you again. Remember, put your place value columns in. So you've got your ones, then your little tenths, or if you want to put it in as a fraction, that would help. And then your hundredths. Remember, it's part, so it's hundredths. Or you could write it in as a fraction like that. So we know that if this 3 is in here, it is worth 3. Yep, it's worth 3 tenths. 3 tenths. Lovely.